Hey everybody, this is Bella here. So I decided I want to make a short little video today. I've had a lot of my friends and such ask me like how to contour better. um, so I figured I would kind of show you guys at least how I do it. Maybe this is different for you, or maybe something works better for you. This is just what works for me. So I'm going to try to explain this as best as possible, and I hope you guys enjoy and this is helpful for you. So a few things you're going to need. You're going to want a brush like this that's really like kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word, that's kind of narrow so you can really like, you know, get in there. One like this or like this, like a powder brush kind of, so you can blend. And I like using ones like these for bronzer too because I think it blends out nicely. Make one like this so you can kind of like clean up underneath, and one like this because I like to use that for highlighting. I already have on bronzer and contour and stuff, but for the purpose of the video I'm just gonna add a little more because I'm about to take my makeup off anyway. So I actually like to bronze first, so I'll use this is my NYX contour and highlight palette, but I also have like individual bronzers I'll use. So I'm gonna pick up the bronzer shade right here. It's really warm. And whenever you contour or bronze, you want to start at the top of the corner of your ear and blend down. And you always want to stop right about the middle of your eye. And always go back and forth first to deposit the color, and then circular motions to blend. Do the same thing on the forehead. Always tap off the excess. Always start, lost my train of thought. Oh. Wherever you want the most color, the most pigment, the most shading basically, you want to put your brush there first. So like for your cheekbones, you always want to put your brush here first because it will deposit the most product and then blend. So I'll just do the same thing on the other side, just so it matches. And I also like to kind of pat too after I do some blending, just to really like push it in and make it as natural as possible. Okay, then I'm gonna actually contour, and I'll take a shade that's a little bit more cool toned, like this one. It's a little bit more gray, a little bit more like ashy. I like using colors like that because it mimics natural shadows. Again, you want to start where you want the most pigment, and when you contour, I like to go just below your cheekbone. So a good way to find it is to do this, and then you'll find the natural hollow. I like to stamp it first, and then kind of blend up, and just sort of like stamp it, and then I'll go back with that brush I use for the bronzer, and then just kind of marry the two together, and see how that gives you a really nice like little cut cheek. It looks a little intense because I already had some on but that's kind of the basic way to contour your cheeks. I'll do the same thing on the other side. And when you're blending, especially contouring, you want to use a very light hand. Don't apply so much pressure like this. You really want to be very soft because it'll blend it nice and easy compared to kind of just spreading it all over. Okay. Now, contouring your nose, you want to take the same ashy color. I always, at least for your nose, recommend using like ashy tones, like cooler tones. Because if you use like a bronzer, it's going to look really warm and kind of just make you look a little dirty. Because when the sun hits your face, it does like hit the sides of your nose, but not so intensely. But again, different things work for different people. You just want to start underneath here and just kind of stamp it and then blend back and forth. And then go right on top of like where the bridge of your nose starts. You want to contour right on top of that. Because if you go too low, it will actually just make your nose look a little bit larger. So I'll go underneath, and then I'll take that same brush and just kind of... You can also take like a blending sponge or something like that to blend it. But I kind of like using brushes because I think it keeps the pigment a little better. You can also take that same contour and go underneath your bottom lip. It's just going to make your lips look a little bit bigger, a little bit poutier. Kind of see how that little bit makes it look a little bit bigger. You can take that same brush and that same contour again. And when you want to contour your jawline, you don't want to go on the jawline, you want to go underneath it. Because if you go on it, it will look kind of obvious that you contoured. So I like to stamp it right underneath the jawline and then just kind of blend it down a little bit. And then I'll take that fluffy brush again, or you could take the duo fiber brush for any of these steps and just circular motions. Whenever you want to really blend, just go in circular motions, or you can also press. If you do this, it will blend, but you got to be kind of careful, because especially if you use like creams or something or liquids to contour with first, you could move it around. So you want to just be really careful with that. Alright, now I'm going to take this brush. This is Real Techniques, I think. You could also take one like this, but I like using one like this because it's smaller. And I'm going to pick up this color right here, which is like kind of shimmery. And when you're going to highlight, you always want to, just with contour, put your highlight first where you want it the most intense. So I usually like to start right past the apple of my cheek right here, and then just blend in circular motions. But you want to keep the blending kind of tight, like right on the cheekbone. And then just go kind of in a C shape, like this. And then just blend. And see how that gives just a really nice sheen? I really like that. Like I live for highlight, basically. Again, on the other side, can also highlight the bridge of the nose. A little bit on the forehead. And if you want your forehead to look smaller, you're not going to want to do this. A little bit on the Cupid's bow, which will kind of just make your lips look a little bit poutier. Bring everything forward. I also kind of like to go right on the center, because it gives it, see, just like a little nice highlight. And can also go on the chin. Basically, the basic concept of highlighting and contouring is you're shading any of the areas you want to recede, and then you're highlighting any of the areas you want to bring forward. So just keep that in mind with your face shape. Again, just blending everything out. And you should have something kind of like this. Nice little cut cheek. Nice little tip, by the way. Take a brush like this, or something similar. You could even take something like this, probably. And I'm going to dip into a mixture of the yellow and the white. Just some highlight colors. Tap off the excess and go right underneath. And what this is going to do is really just what we like to call cut the cheek and make it look really dramatic. And if you don't like that, then you don't have to do this step. I just like to because I think, see, it just kind of makes it look cleaned up a little bit. And that's it. That's my video on how to highlight and contour. I apologize if I kind of rambled on. I just wanted to kind of make something casual and quick so I could answer some people's questions. Anytime I post pictures, I get a lot of questions on how to contour, so I figured I would show you guys how. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.